Adolf Hitler was a German politician and leader of the Nazi Party, who rose to power in Germany in 1933 and led the country through the Second World War. He was born on April 20, 1889, in Braunau am Inn, Austria-Hungary, and died on April 30, 1945, in Berlin, Germany. Hitler's upbringing was marked by poverty and hardship, and his early life was unremarkable, except for his fascination with German nationalism and anti-Semitic views. Hitler moved to Vienna in 1907 and attempted to gain admission to the Academy of Fine Arts, but he was rejected twice. He struggled to make a living, working as a manual laborer and selling his paintings on the streets. During this period, he developed an interest in politics and was exposed to anti-Semitic and nationalist literature, which would later shape his ideology. In 1914, Hitler volunteered to serve in the German army during the First World War, and he was wounded twice and decorated for bravery. After the war, Hitler returned to Munich, where he joined the German Workers' Party, which later became the Nazi Party. He quickly rose through the ranks of the party and became its leader in 1921. Hitler's rise to power was facilitated by a combination of factors, including the weakness of the Weimar Republic, the Great Depression, and his charismatic leadership. He capitalized on the fears and frustrations of the German people, who were disillusioned with the Treaty of Versailles and the perceived injustices inflicted upon Germany. In 1933, Hitler was appointed Chancellor of Germany, and he quickly consolidated his power, suppressing opposition parties and civil liberties. He implemented policies aimed at restoring Germany's economic and military power and promoting Aryan supremacy. His policies included the rearmament of Germany, the establishment of concentration camps, and the persecution of Jews, homosexuals, Romani people, and other groups deemed undesirable by the Nazi regime. Hitler's aggressive foreign policy led to the annexation of Austria in 1938, followed by the occupation of Czechoslovakia and the invasion of Poland in 1939, which marked the beginning of the Second World War. Hitler's military campaigns were marked by brutal tactics and atrocities, including the Holocaust, which resulted in the genocide of 6 million Jews. Hitler's military fortunes began to decline in 1942, with the defeat at Stalingrad and the entry of the United States into the war. He became increasingly isolated and paranoid, relying on drugs and refusing to acknowledge the reality of Germany's situation. In 1945, as Allied forces closed in on Berlin, Hitler committed suicide in his bunker. Hitler's legacy is one of infamy, with his name forever associated with genocide, war, and hatred. His ideology and policies led to the deaths of millions of people and caused immeasurable suffering and devastation. Hitler's rise to power and the atrocities committed under his regime remain a subject of study and reflection, as they serve as a warning of the dangers of authoritarianism, nationalism, and hate. In conclusion, Adolf Hitler was a complex and controversial figure who rose to power in Germany through a combination of factors, including economic hardship, nationalism, and his charismatic leadership. His policies and ideology led to the deaths of millions of people and caused immeasurable suffering and devastation. Hitler's legacy,